Hi, guys. Melinda Farkas here, and welcome to another edition of Weekly Travel Updates. Because the CDC has been at it again. Last Thursday, the CDC decided that cruising has gone well, cruise ships have been compliant, and so where CDC had our highly vaxxed statement as being 95% of passengers were vaccine and 95% of crew was vaccine. Now CDC is allowing that to go to 90%. 90% for passengers and still 95% for crew members. That doesn't sound like a lot, but tell me if you are concerned, or what do you think of that? Because the challenge or the comment that I heard was, okay, at 5% of 3,000 people, that's not very much. 150 people. But when you say 10%, then that's 300 people walking around the ship that are not vaccinated. I would like to know your thoughts. Hey, Lisa, thank you so much for popping in tonight. So tell me if that concerns you or not. I'm going to tell you guys this twice because I want to make sure that everybody has a chance to hear it. Write this down, and I'll try to put it in the comments afterwards. Norwegian Cruise Line is doing a Giving Joy contest. Do you know a teacher deserving of a free cruise? I can think of one. I bet you can too. And you can enter that teacher at NCL, like Norwegian Cruise Line, givingjoy.com. Kelly Clarkson is going to be the godmother of the new ship, and she is going to be on the special sailing that's going to happen honoring the teachers this fall. So if you can think of somebody, pass this on. It's nclgivingjoy.com. I thought that was great. Last week was Travel and Tourism Week, and there were lots of deals. They have continued on. It's like everything's continuing till the end of May. So you're not missing out on much, but there are lots of deals. 35% off sandals, kind of across the board, and higher discounts for higher categories. As a certified sandals consultant, we would always get you a free upgrade if it's available at time of check-in. One of the perks of using a certified sandal specialist, me. Uh, okay, let me tell you. So sailing from the US, our CDC protocols are not changing very much. It is going to double the numbers of passengers that are going to be allowed that are not vaccinated. And more of these statements are being made, and it will say vaccinated, boosted, or exceptions. So I'm very excited. Hey, Stephen, I'm very excited to see what exceptions are. I would like to be part of that exception, please. So now that sailings from the US with the COVID updates, Carnival, Norwegian, both are back to 100% of their ships are sailing. 100%. All of their ships are back in the water, back where they're supposed to be. And 58 out of 64 of Royal Caribbean's ships are sailing again. So it looks like full steam ahead. The way that the testing the testing has not really changed. It is still 2 days for the antigen test if you're vaccinated, and 3 days if you're taking a PCR. And if you're unvaxxed and you meet that exception rule, which I'm anxious to find out what it is, then it requires a 3-day antigen test and PCR test as well. And some lines noted that you may be required to take an additional test every 4 days. Okay, I could do that. Excuse me there. Okay. It is all different if you're sailing in Europe. Listen to this. Vaccinated in Europe means that you have had the vaccination within the last 9 months, 270 days. And if you've had it within that time, no booster is required. If you've had it beyond 9 months, a booster is going to be required to sail in Europe. I have a few travelers, and I hope that you watch this in a replay. But a booster is required. And do you know, after being vaccinated, you have 9 months. But after you get a booster, there's not a limit of time. Like if you're like Steve and you got vaccinated last year and your booster was 6 months ago, you don't have to worry about 9 months. The booster is good until they tell you that you're going to have another one. Okay, especially if you're departing Rome, Copenhagen, and Barcelona, which I have a couple travelers leaving from those cities. Those will still allow 2 days. If you're going out of Greece, and I only have one family that I can think of off the top of my head right now, but Greece is requiring a 1 day in advance test. So if you're not sure how to do that, then reach out to me. I really suggest the eMed and the OFM. Both are where you can order the home kits at home and you can do the testing online. You can do that from a ship. You can do that from a hotel room the day before, because most smart travelers are going to travel to their cruise 1 day prior. So that would give you opportunity to do that. We do have some resources. Mobi Doctor, MOBI Doctor.com. If you test positive, an acquaintance tested positive, and she was stuck for 7 days. At the 7 days, she booked her flight, went back to the airport, tested positive again. And surprisingly enough, they told her she could go out sightseeing, do whatever she wanted to do during that 7 days because it was asymptomatic. So they did. But make a long story short, what she found after testing positive the second time was Mobi Doctor will analyze that you were sick and when you were sick, and then they'll write a authorization of recovery. And with that authorization of recovery letter, she was able to travel back on the 14th day. So I ran across a very great last minute deal. I don't know if anybody can take advantage of this, but I'm going to share it anyway because I was looking at something for someone and they wanted something last minute. Do you know that you can get on Royal Caribbean's Quantum of the Seas to do an Alaska sailing on the 30th of May in a balcony cabin for $497 per person? With tax, you're about $650. What a difference that is. Pricing was very similar the following week. It was about $60 more per person. I found that to be just almost unbelievable. Well, thanks for sticking with me this long, guys. I wanted to tell you I have the itinerary for a taste of Scotland and Ireland. This is what we're going to do next year. We're going to depart on, or the tour starts on Sunday, the 30th of April. So we will leave here 1 day early. It is 10 nights, 11 days. We will fly in and stay in Glasgow, and then we will return from Dublin. And yay, this is a fabulous deal. $3,070 for 10 days. Let's see how good you can see this map. Not very good. Ooh, too much. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to start in Glasgow, and we're going to do a Glasgow tour and the lordship of the area, it's part of the shipbuilding in the city. We'll go and we'll do a city tour that day. On day 2, we're going to do the Loch Ness cruise. And I'll tell you the secret of the Loch Ness monster. It's a little vinyl sticker, and it's right on the window. And when you make a picture out the window, you can put that vinyl sticker of the Loch Ness monster right at the waterline, and it truly does look like you have a picture of the Loch Ness monster. Don't tell anybody I told you that. Okay, the next day we're going to St. Andrews. We're going to do the Blair Distillery, founded in 1798. And then we're going to go travel to St. Andrews, a town rich with medieval heritage and all about golf. So come check that out. That's going to be on day 3. On day 4, we're going to do the Edinburgh Castle and the Edinburgh City Tour. And that was where I learned about, well, let me ask you this. Do you know what the saying "Saved by the Bell" means? If you do, put it in the chat. And if you don't, well, look at the chat later and I'll tell you the answer. What does "Saved by the Bell" mean? It came from my tour in Edinburgh. It's where I learned all about it. On day 5, we ferry over to Ireland, and we're going to start in Belfast. And in Belfast is where the Titanic Museum is. It truly is just a ride, like a ride in Disneyland, with the hieroglyphics that it shows people that are talking and moving within a room. And lots of memorabilia has been stored there and shared there. It was really, really a neat day. Then we will go day 6 into Dublin. We'll see the Christchurch Cathedral, and we'll do a canal dinner cruise that night. On day 7, we're going to go to a farmhouse tea and a sheepdog demonstration. And you wouldn't believe the sheepdogs there. It is a whistle. And it's a whistle, and it has about 7 different tones. And the 7 different tones mean for the dog to do 7 different things. And they made him do exactly what they wanted. They were well trained. Hey, Linda Aiken, nice to see you. On day 8, we're going to do a jaunting car ride at the Ring of Kerry. On day 9, we're going to do the Cliffs of Moher. And we'll do a medieval castle banquet that night. Kay and Ernest Eason were the king and queen of the castle banquet dinner the last time that we were there. Day 10 will be, we'll head to lively Galway for a walking tour around the city with a local guide, and we'll drive into Dublin, and we'll stop at the picturesque monastery ruins founded in 544 AD. And our tour will end in Dublin. If you have interest in this, please let me know. I cannot wait. I am so excited to do something international again. All right, guys. Thank you so much for sticking with me tonight. And don't forget NCLgivingjoy.com. Linda, you weren't here, so I'm going to say it one more time. NCL is giving away a cruise, and they're giving it away to a teacher. And you can nominate the teacher that you think has been giving the most. And NCL is going to have a cruise that has the family suite. So they'll be able to have 2 stories with a loft bedroom, and they will have several runner-up prizes. So nominate. Somebody's got to win. It seems like it always is somebody from the South. So do that for me, okay? All right, guys, if you have not gone over to the YouTube channel, please go to our YouTube channel and look up weekly travel updates, because the way that the YouTube game is played, you kind of need subscribers. So share it if you think this is worthy. I would really appreciate it. And remember, without a travel agent, you're on your own. Have a great week. Ciao. Hey, Rochelle, I saw you at the last second.